Hi, everyone. Today is Wednesday, December 8th, 2021. And today I want to talk about the importance of time. I think it's the most important factor in your accumulation of wealth. And it's also the most important factor and thing that affects you throughout your entire life. Time is the one thing that no matter how rich you are, you cannot buy more of. It's whatever your number is, and we never know how much time we have, is what you have. You can't extend it. You can certainly shorten it by making stupid decisions, but you just cannot extend it. But time is super critical. And what I want to talk about today is that how it affects your savings and your wealth accumulation, as well as share with you my first 10 years of savings. I think it's important to kind of put real numbers to things so that you can really have a sense of what's going on. And then I'll give you some thoughts about, any regrets or things I would have done differently. And maybe you'll find it useful. So what I have here on screen is a basic calculator that assumes, two made-up persons. So one is Kayla and the other is Dave. And in this case, Kayla will start saving as soon as she gets out of college with her first job. And she's just going to save $150 a month. And she's not going to change that for her whole career. She's just going to keep saving that small amount, but starting at age 22. Dave graduates, maybe get an advanced degree, and he starts his career a little bit later, but he pushed off his savings because he's trying to pay off student loans. Maybe he has a family to raise. He's trying to save for a down payment, whatever the case may be. But he starts saving at age 32, so just 10 years after Kayla. And they will both retire at age 65. Dave's going to put in a little bit more per month. This is almost 3 times as much as Kayla. It's like 2.7 something, but it's significantly more than Kayla. And he's going to continue this on a monthly basis until he's 65. My assumption here with this calculator is that they are earning the historical market return with dividends reinvested, which is roughly 10% a year. So as you can see here, at the end of their saving and accumulation phase, they're going to end up with roughly the same amount, about 1.4 million for the two of them. But you can see that it takes a lot more for Dave to save that same amount if he starts 10 years later than Kayla. And that's the main point of this, because time is really your most significant ally in accumulating wealth. And more important than that is the first dollar that you save, right? If you were able to save $100 at age 22 versus $100 at age 32, that 10-year difference makes a huge, huge amount at the end of the day. So the key takeaway here is to start as soon as you can and to put away as much as you can, because those dollars that you save early in your accumulation phase is worth a whole lot more due to that time and compounding than later dollars, right? So let's put some real numbers to this. I started working when I was 17. So this is one of my earlier Social Security statement. And I was 18 in 1993, so I was still in high school. One of my first job, really, was at Scripps Clinic and Research Foundation in San Diego. It's actually in a part of town called La Jolla. And I had done something where I entered a contest for the scholarship and internship. And it was a paid internship over the summer, and I earned $36.25 that summer heading into my senior year. And then I had another small job in 1993 when I actually entered college and worked at the bookstore there. And you can see my earnings for the first, 7, 8 years is not that big. I graduated in 83 and started working in Poway Unified and wasn't earning all that much, to be honest. So from 98 to 99, when it was at Poway Unified School District, it was very low dollars. The one thing that I did manage to do when I started working at the school district was to enter it into the CalSTRS and CalPERS, which is kind of the public employees and teacher savings retirement system plan. But my first job when I was 17, and then when I entered college at 18, I didn't really put away anything. I had money taken out for taxes and whatnot, but there was no savings to speak of, right? So you can see here that my salary, when I first started my career, it was really low, right? But the one thing that I did, which is important, is that I started savings. So even though in 1998 I wasn't making anything at age 23, I put a little bit away and earned a little bit on top of that. And you can see that in the first 5 years of my career, I managed to put away about $15,000, almost $15,000. It ramped up after I got my current job where I had a little bit more money to squirrel away, but it wasn't that big. It wasn't until 2003 when I was almost to my 30s that I really started to max out the 401k and save a significant amount. Now, in 2007, I think I panicked. And what had happened was that, there was a crash at the end and probably other things were happening where I cut my contribution rate in half. And that's something that is a regret for me. So what's the two regret that I have? Well, the first is I didn't save when I was with my first job at age 17, partly because I had no idea what it could do for me going forward. I think I spent that money buying a gaming PC. It was like a 386, compatible and a VGA graphics card and all that. And I was super happy. But looking back, no idea where the computer is. And I wish I had saved some of that and not spend it all on computers and video games and peripherals and whatever, right? So that's one of my minor regret, not huge, but minor, is that I didn't start saving aggressively earlier, even though I did save. The second minor regret is that there was this year where, for whatever reason, I had cut my contribution. If I look at my history, because I do track it, I probably picked up the year after, and then there may be one more year when I got married that I really needed the cash and slash my savings there as well. But what I try to do is I try to maximize what I save as much as I can. So this is my 10-year history. And through the first 10 year, my year-end balance was almost $120,000. And that was in the middle of the, start of the financial crisis. So you can see here that at my current job, we've had 3 or 4 plan custodian, right? This is my first statement for my current job. And I think this was with UMB Bank. So you can see that, I had left the teaching school district and started my current job in June of 2000, so June 21, 2000. And I was eligible to participate in the 401k plan the following month. So that's July 1st, right? So this is the statement that's covering from when I was eligible to join through the first full month where I contributed. And it wasn't much to speak of. I contributed a total of $550 by that time. Okay, so this was first year of work. But, I added to that and managed to increase that savings to about $3,000 for the year. So not terrible, but I really wish I did more. But hindsight's 2020. 2001 was better, and then I started ramping that up. And by the end of 2004, December 31st, I managed to accumulate almost $60,000. Right, this is $57,628. We had a plan administrator change at this point, so we went from UMB Bank to M&I Trust, and now we're with somebody else. But this is where I sat. After the first 6 years of savings, and then we get to 2007, and I was ending at 119, right, almost 120, and this is after a couple of years of maxing out the savings rate. And for some reason, I can't find this December 31st statement for 2007, so I'm going to show the 2008 full year. The thing that's important here, and it's kind of interesting, is that this is still M&I. They kind of changed the way their statement looked, from 2004 to 2008, but was still the same administrator for the plan. And the key here is that even though I contributed for the year, it didn't increase all that much by the end of 2008 versus the end of 2007, right? So what had happened was that we had that market crash. So even though I ended 2007 at 119, added a bunch of money because of that crash at the end of 2008, it was still just 121,000. So it didn't really move the needle. But I was able to get to a six-figure saving balance by the 9th year after I started saving. So this is, real numbers here. And I do track these religiously. One of the nice things that I have with my current employer is that there is a profit sharing plan that they have, which is very generous. So if you have that, or if you have a matching program, make sure to take advantage of that. But this is an example of what can happen if you start saving. Now, I didn't just save that $150 a month. I saved a lot more when I can. But my advice to anybody who's young is to start saving now. I would say put at least 20% of your paycheck towards retirement savings. And you can split that up either in a tax advantage plan or after tax. It's always good to have a mixture of different sources in case you do want to retire early. You have access to certain buckets of funds. But start saving as much as you can, even if it's just a little bit, because it adds up over time. And remember that time is your ally. And it's very difficult to try to catch up if you have left a couple years on the table. Anyways, I hope you enjoy this video, and I'll try to post more of these types of kind of real world stuff going forward, along with my monthly updates and all of that. So enjoy and take care, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.